Foreign Secretary, cher Boris, puisque vous êtes le seul ministre des Affaires étrangères qu'on connaît par son prénom, Ministers, Madame la Ministre, Monsieur le Sénateur, Mesdames et Messieurs les élus, Lords, Ladies and Gentlemen. C'est avec un grand plaisir que je vous accueille aujourd'hui à la résidence de France pour mon deuxième 14 juillet à Londres. Cher Boris, I'm very pleased that you're able to join us this evening for one of your first official appearances, less than 24 hours after your appointment. Allow me to congratulate you warmly on this promotion, which I welcome. I welcome it because I know you're very familiar with France, our language, and our culture. For 8 years, you were mayor of London, Paris' sister city, and you often boasted too that you were in charge of one of France's biggest cities. Some will say you're keen on French bashing, a British habit frequently depicted in the series Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister. But I know you're a friend of France, and this is borne out by your prominent support in the wake of the terrible attacks which struck our country. You were one of the first British politicians to go to Trafalgar Square after the Charlie Hebdo attack. And the French people remember your decision to illuminate London buildings in French colors, an initiative which was followed throughout the world. You also attended the match at Wembley between England and France and sang the Marseillaise after the Bataclan attack. Cher Boris, Madame la Ministre, ladies and gentlemen, the past year has been especially action-packed. As you know, France wanted the United Kingdom to remain a member of the European Union because we thought that it was in our interest to tackle together the economic, security, and climate challenges of the 21st century. But the British people took a different decision, and we respect it. We must now face up to a complex and totally new situation. Discussions will have to begin, firstly on the circumstances of the UK's departure, and secondly on the new framework of relations between the UK and the EU. The EU is ready to embark on these talks, but it's first up to the UK to give official notification on its wish to leave the Union as provided for by the treaties. We hope this can happen as quickly as possible. In this context, the Franco-British bilateral relationship will become even more important. As the French President has said very clearly, and I quote, France, for both its own sake and that of the UK, will continue to work with this great friend with which we are bound by so many historical and geographical ties in economic, human, and cultural terms. And our close relations in the defense sector will be preserved. The President yesterday called the UK's new Prime Minister, Theresa May, to congratulate her on her appointment and assure her of our wish to continue working together as closely as possible. We'll go on coordinating closely in the international institutions, be it in the United Nations as permanent members of the Security Council, NATO, the G20, or the G7, to defend our shared values and interests and contribute to a better world. We'll go on deepening our exceptional security and defense cooperation. The centenary of the Battle of the Somme, which we commemorated 2 weeks ago, reminded us that France and the UK have always fought together and continue to do so today in Iraq and Syria. We go on preparing our armies for the future, as our two defense ministers recently validated the operational concept of the Joint Expeditionary Force, which means we will soon be capable of projecting together a 10,000 strong force within a few days to any point in the world. We'll go on investing in our two countries' young people as we are launching a Young Leaders program each year, a group of emerging leaders from government, business, media, the military, culture, and civil society will participate in residential seminars, alternatively in France and in the UK. And finally, we shall quite obviously go on trading with each other. Trade between our two countries was particularly high last year, accounting for over 50 billion euros. And as I like to recall, the UK is home to more than 3,000 French companies, employing some 360,000 people. Likewise, UK companies are among the largest foreign-based employers in France. With so many French entrepreneurs choosing to showcase their innovative expertise in the UK, I wanted to highlight this pool of creativity for this year's 14th of July. France launched a major campaign in October last year called Creative France, inspired by the very successful Great Britain campaign. Creative France demonstrates how France stands out among its peers, with skilled people whose talent extends beyond borders and throughout the world. The campaign puts the spotlight on the value of French savoir-faire by showcasing our artists, inventors, researchers, entrepreneurs, and other personalities who have contributed to France's international influence in their field. Today, I'm pleased to announce that Creative France has chosen De Vialet as a new face for its campaign in the UK, following a competition in which several companies took part. Founded in Paris in 2007, De Vialet is the international leader for high-end amplifiers. Its continuous and revolutionary inventions in audio engineering made it a market leader within just 4 years. On this positive note about French savoir-faire, before handing over to Boris Johnson, I'd like to finish by thanking tonight sponsors without whom we couldn't have had such a fine reception, enjoying as we are the finest French products. I'm really grateful to them for supporting our mission to heighten France's impact in the UK. Merci à vous tous. Vive la France, vive le Royaume-Uni et vive l'amitié entre la France et le Royaume-Uni.